All right. As we look to solve the difference between goats and sheep, apparently, we are going to start today's work session. I'd like everybody to please stand for a Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. We have two presentations. One is on CMOM by Jeff, and then that'll be followed by Amherst First Time Homebuyers Program by Lori. So, Jeff, take it away.
Good afternoon, Supervisor Kalpa, members of the board. I just wanted to have a quick presentation to you guys regarding our CMOM program, which was mandated by the DEC in our last go around on our permit. We're just going to talk why we have it, then the objectives and components, and then the implementation schedule, which is going to drive the capital costs or the capital projects that come out of it. Then we'll open it up to questions. It's going to be a relatively short presentation. So as I just referred to, the CMOM program was required as part of the renewed Speedies permit for the treatment plant and the sewer system. Actually, that was approved in 2015. There's an error on that. Why 2017 is important is because that's the year we submitted the draft CMOM, which is this boat anchor here. But really, this boat anchor has about 56 pages of original text, and then most of it's just kind of a agglomeration of all the other things that we've done in the past, which have standard operating procedures, et cetera, et cetera. When we submitted in 2017, we used the Village of Williamsville as a guide. There was one done by Erie County. And the reason that's taken approximately 6 years to get approval is because we've been negotiating with DEC the terms and conditions of the program. The program objective is ultimately to ensure adequate wastewater collection capacity by minimizing wet weather flows and overflows through routine operation and maintenance, et cetera, of the system. Part of the program is not only the reduction in wet weather flows, but also that correlates to reduction of SSOs and peak wet weather flows in the system. In 2017, there were other significant things that happened. As part of the system, we adopted an I&I mitigation program and the time of sale. So 2017 was kind of a baseline year for what we currently do and how we operate the system. And with that, I'll turn it over to Vishali to talk about the components of the program.
Vishali, lower the.
Yeah.
I'm not picking on you.
That's okay. Good afternoon, everybody. The CMOM program was divided into 12 sections to cover all aspects of capacity management, operation, and maintenance. So under the management plan, it includes improving and maintaining a reliable sanitary sewer system, reduce inflow and infiltration, and reduce potential health risks from sanitary sewer overflows. Operation and maintenance plan, the sewer department operates and maintains about 542 miles of gravity sewer, 10.25 miles of force main, 13,077 manholes, and about 43 lift stations. The next is cleaning, inspection, and assessment. This plan includes cleaning gravity sewers every 2 to 5 years, conduct routine pipe and manhole inspections, along with CCTV assessments. Under the gravity line preventative maintenance, routine cleaning and root control are completed annually with priority given to areas with blockage history. It is also important for us to maintain sanitary sewer easements so we can gain access to the infrastructure when needed. Street paving schedule is coordinated with the highway department, so sewer repairs are completed before the paving operations can be done. Pump stations. So the 43 pump stations are maintained weekly. Backup generators are exercised on a monthly basis. Annually, we do clean the wet wells, grease built up, and floats are calibrated. Next, we have the reactive maintenance. For this plan, repairs needed are identified through inspection and CCTV assessments. Resident complaints related to blockage and overflows are responded 24/7. Water quality is monitored by the plant staff, and all necessary cleanup is done after an SSO event. Next, we have capacity management. The town has 22 flow meters installed at key locations in the town to monitor the flows year-round. A hydraulic model of the system is maintained. A sewer capacity certification is issued for new development during site plan review process. Then resources and budget. The sewer department has an operating budget which is used for maintenance-related expenses. All necessary equipment and supplies are maintained, and long-term projects related are completed through the CIP process. Next, we have the implementation schedule. So the town originally proposed a 24-year plan to evaluate and eliminate excessive I&I. Unfortunately, the New York State DEC rejected the plan and has required the town to complete this evaluation in 18 years. This also requires us to submit annual reports to the DEC at the end of February. The hydraulic model is required to be updated every 3 years. So what does the 18-year plan include? As you can see in the map here, the town is divided into 24 mini-system areas that are to be evaluated. Year 1 includes investigating mini-system 1 by smoke testing and flow monitoring. Year 2 will include rehab projects in mini-system 1 while concurrently investigating mini-system 2 by smoke testing and flow monitoring. The annual reports that are submitted to DEC are required to include pre- and post-rehab monitoring to determine any I&I reduction that was achieved and program effectiveness. And that's it.
Just a quick comment, the reason we chose 24 years because there were 24 mini systems that were identified in the original implementation schedule, and the DEC did not like the 24-year program. There's a lot of work to be done, so.
Okay, any questions? Thanks. So obviously there's going to be a lot of work associated with those projects, and as they test, we're going to find more work that needs to happen in the system. But so I suspect we'll be hearing more from Jeff and Vishali as we get through some of those things. Okay.
And they've been tackling them.
They have.
Good afternoon, everyone. So we're here to talk about our first-time homebuyer program and changes that we would like to make to them. The priority of one of the priorities of the 5-year consolidated plan is to increase home ownership opportunities for low and moderate income people in the town. Thank you. So the current program that we do offer is an interest-free loan that has to be paid back when they sell the house, and it's for the closing cost portion of the mortgage. And it's limited to people that make under 80% of the median income. Those are the HUD guidelines. And the house has to be affordable to the first-time home buyers. So we put a debt-to-income ratio of 35% as a requirement. So with the increased cost of housing and the interest rates right now that are pretty high, plus the income limits, the current program does not help any of our clients. So I want to give an example. So under the HUD guidelines, $52,000 is for a one-person household. They have to be under that. Now, if the house is selling for $179,900, which is actually the least expensive house right now for sale in the town of Amherst, and if they put 3% down, you're looking at a $174,000 mortgage. At an 8% interest rate, that amounts to a $1,500 mortgage payment a month, including taxes and insurance. So that equates to a 39% debt to income ratio, which is really not affordable for home buyers. So that's why we are proposing to loan up to $50,000 for down payment and closing cost assistance. So the closing cost assistance portion of the loan would be interest-free and deferred. They'd have to pay it back when they sell the house or no longer live in it. The down payment assistance portion would be forgivable if they live in the house for 15 years, and it would be prorated, you know, year after year. 10% would be forgiven every year. So the loan would be, the max amount of both loans would be $50,000. We wouldn't go above that. And the amount of the assistance will be based on the mortgage amount that the home buyer can borrow in order to bring the housing debt to income ratio to 35%. So that's what we're trying to accomplish. And it would be the single family or double, if they could buy a two-family, or a condominium, cannot exceed $230,000. And then the other restrictions and conditions of our program that we have now would still apply. There's quite a few of them. I'm not going to go all over every one of them. And then the financial assistance, they can get other financial assistance or put gift money towards the down payment to bring it down even farther. And then also the program is funded by HUD, the Home Investment Partnership Program funds. And currently, right now, we have enough to help at least 3 people this coming year. So we're hoping to start the program right away. So we would like, you know, your blessing on the changes to the program. And if you have any other questions.
Go ahead.
A year, based on the funding that we have. Hopefully we can help more if we get more program income coming back into the program. But right now, that's, you know, $150,000. You know, I'm sure we'll go all the way up to the $50,000 limit probably for each household. So, I mean, hopefully we could help more if we get more home program income coming in. You're welcome.
Sure. Go ahead.
I just want to add one point,
sorry.
just to give you a status check on where our housing market is at. We had to redo a 3-month sales market analysis. These are Amherst alone, arm's length sales over the summer months. And the Amherst median home sale value was $381,000. And the Amherst average, so that's the median, the average was $403,000. So it's a significant jump over the last few years, and why we haven't seen anyone be able to meet the terms of our first-time homebuyer program in the last 2 years.
Sure. Deputy Supervisor?
Yes, thank you, Supervisor. I just had a question. When you say, like, you might be able to help 3 people, 3 families, is that just in Amherst, or is that in your whole consortium, so that does also include
No, it's just
Chickawaga?
Amherst. We're the only one launching this
Just in
program.
Amherst? Okay,
Yes.
that was my question. Thank you.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to say that I think that the reality is, obviously we're in a period where we need to make adjustments and recognize those adjustments, and that, you know, I think you said it was 1,790 somewhere like there, 1,790. That's a significant mortgage payment, even for, you know, middle class or upper middle class family. So being able to result in that mortgage payment reducing would be a good thing. But certainly, it doesn't, you don't have to look hard to see the value of Amherst homes jumping up. In some ways, it's a good problem to have until you try to deal with a denominator that says, well, wait a minute, we're getting priced out of the town. So I think this is a valuable change to make, and thank you for kind of bringing it forward. Anybody else?
Okay, well, thank you.
Yep, thanks. I don't anticipate an issue on the resolution this evening unless I'm missing something from the board. Okay. Okay, the next items on the agenda are our town board meeting items. I'm gonna get right into that. So the first one is the town culvert replacement project. I guess that's Chris Burrows. Oh my God, Jeff, I inverted. I asked Jeff if it was him or Chris, and then Chris is Jeff's kid who pitches for me. So unless he's coming in tonight, but no, we'll go with Chris Schragle. So that bond resolution is a match to a grant that Chris was successful in obtaining. And that's significant. I think the bond, I'm looking at Linda and Daryl, was like 800,000 for the culvert replacement. Okay.
It was 800,000.
Yeah. See, I'm still got my faculties about me. It's been an interesting budget process. But that's going to require seeker and a voice vote this evening on that resolution. Resolution 775 is special use permit for Tier 3 solar energy system at 800 and 850 New Road. It's a special use permit, but my understanding is I'm not planning on calling for a vote this evening. That's Dan kind of aligned with what the planning department's, okay. So that'll come next time under a development review action. Okay. So then we get into consent agenda. So I've got, so I don't have anything. Deputy Supervisor Buckeye, you've got an appointment?
Thank you. Yes, appointment to the Senior Services Advisory Board. Be it resolved that the Amherst Town Board appoints Ann Nichols to serve as an ex officio representative from the Amherst Town Court to serve on the Senior Center Advisory Board for a term to expire December 31st, 2025.
Any reason not to approve that via consent? Okay.
Thank you.
Sure, Councilmember Berger.
All right. Many of you may recall the clean energy communities. The committee has been sort of meeting, and so now we're reformulating it as the Climate Smart Communities Task Force, which makes us eligible for grants. This resolution in itself gets us 30 points. We probably will be bronze in no time at all. It lists me as chair or coordinator and Chris Schragle as, it's supposed to say co-project coordinator instead of, no, it does say it. Never mind, I'm reading the wrong part. And then we listed people from the departments that we need representatives, and there'll be times we'll have other departments that may participate depending upon the projects. And we currently have one resident who's been serving on the committee, and potentially we may have a second, but we're only bringing in people who have a background in energy and conservation.
Any questions about the resolution?
I just had a
Yep, sure.
couple questions. How long will this last? And will you bring the names of the people, the resident names for town board approval? I mean, will that be formalized in another subsequent resolution when you identify
have to.
who?
Well,
It would have to be appointed by the
Yeah.
town board to serve that.
okay. In checking with the town attorney, he felt that this was fine, but we can appoint them.
Yeah, I felt this was fine without having to modify the code and set up
Right, but appointments to a task force should still be by resolution, right? It could just be a
Okay.
bulk resolution. Sure. Yeah, okay.
So I will bring that to the next meeting, but they're already serving. And part of why I did not specify is that from time to time it may change
Yeah, I
who
get it.
departments sent.
I think for all of the other pieces, the UV
It's fine.
Regional Institute, you
Yeah.
could just name the department, but when it
Yeah.
comes to the residents,
I get it.
Residents.
I didn't think about that, so I will do that at the next meeting.
so I'm okay with this resolution.
Right now, it's currently Sarah Schultz.
Yeah, and it's probably
Okay,
gonna be Sarah
okay.
for a while.
It's going to be Sarah till Sarah doesn't want to do it anymore, and we may have one other person interested.
For those of you scoring along, Sarah Schultz is the president of the local Sierra Club.
No.
No, she's no longer
She
president?
stepped down
Stepped down.
as chair of the Sierra
Yes,
Club. She's
chair of
she's a vice chair or whatever. She's still important in the,
Okay.
She's
And-
connected.
But she definitely has a background in the subject matter, so, but for tonight, this is fine. Any reason to hold it from consent? Okay. Resolution, sorry, Councilmember Zuccalla, you have a public hearing date to set.
Yes, we're asking that we schedule a public hearing on November 13th, 2023, to modify the parking restriction on Maya Road east of Beaumont Parkway, to remove the time frame of April 1st to August 1st. Of course, the actual text reads, "The parking restriction on the north side of Maya Road is hereby changed to a no parking anytime restriction year-round between Beaumont Parkway to the first point of curvature of the cul-de-sac."
That was coming out of traffic and safety.
Yes.
Okay, any reason not to set that public hearing date via consent? Okay, thanks. So, next, we have Resolution 779, is a request for a public hearing on the acquisition by eminent domain of a Boulevard Mall parcel. This is the JCPenney's parcel. We are going to initiate a new notice period, which will be subject to a conversation later. So I'm going to withhold this for now. This is topic of executive session. Okay. Okay. Next item is Resolution 780, which is budget transfers and amendments. Any reason to withhold those from consent? Resolution 781 is an award of bid of 2023037 townwide tree planting, CRS 4295. Any questions regarding the resolution? Any reason to withhold it from consent? Resolution 782 is an award of bid 2023038 for crane and hoist services, CRS 4296. Any questions regarding the resolution? Any reason to withhold it from consent? Resolution 783 is an award of bid 2023034 Kubota tractor, CRS 4297. Any questions regarding that Kubota tractor? Any reason to withhold it from consent? Resolution 784 is an award of bid 2023033 for townwide kitchen hood inspections, CRS 4302. Any questions regarding the resolution? Any reason to withhold it from consent? Resolution 785 is a townwide glass repair service contract, CRS 4301. Any questions regarding the resolution? Any reason to withhold it from consent? Resolution 786 is an award of bid for the installation of radar speed feedback signs at Brompton Road and Park Club Lane Concrete Applied Technologies Corporation, DBA CATCO, townwide traffic calming project. Any questions regarding the resolution? Any reason to withhold it from consent? Resolution 787 is award of bid for an ADA ramp and sidewalk installation and repairs for Masters Edge Incorporated. Any questions regarding that resolution? Any reason to withhold it from consent? Resolution 788 is to authorize supervisor to sign a contract with VCS, Visual Computer Solutions Incorporated, CRS 4309. Any questions regarding the resolution? Any reason to withhold it from consent? Resolution 789 is an associate planner for the planning department. Any questions regarding the appointment? Any reason to withhold it from consent? Resolution 790 is contracts technician for highway. Any questions regarding the resolution? Any reason to withhold it from consent? Resolution 791 is the chief accountant comptroller's office. Any questions regarding that resolution? Any reason to withhold it from consent? Resolution 792 is a program coordinator for senior services, or It should say senior services / rec services in the title, I think. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So there's a Scrivener's error just in the title. Yeah.
It's not there, the actual job title is program coordinator -senior.
All right, I take that back, and thank you. And any reason to withhold that from consent? Resolution 793 is public safety dispatcher for police department, 2 positions. Any questions regarding the appointments? Any reason to withhold them from consent? Resolution 794, public safety dispatcher for police department, 3 positions. Any questions regarding the resolution? Any reason to withhold it from consent? Communication 110 is a request to set a public hearing for fiscal year 2024 annual action plan. Any questions regarding the resolution, the communication? I would recommend we grant the public hearing. Any reason not to do that via consent? Resolution 79, do I have that right? Yes. Resolution 795 is scheduling a public hearing regarding designation of 22 Chateau Terrace as a local historic landmark. I'm going to ask to withhold this pending the outcome of executive session. So we'll hold this for tonight. Resolution 796 to authorize amendments to the Community Development Program First-Time Homeowner Buyer Program as we were presented in work session. Any questions regarding the program amendments? Any reason to withhold them from consent? Resolution 797 is a grant agreement, fiscal year 2023 Homeland Security Grant Program Red Team Exercises, CRS 4268, New York State Division of Homeland Security Emergency Services. Any reason to withhold that resolution from consent? Resolution 798 is the Zavis maintenance. Okay. Maintenance and service agreement, CRS 4305. Any questions regarding the resolution? Any reason to withhold it from consent? Resolution 799 is the USGS Joint Funding Agreement revised for wastewater investigations fiscal year 2023 to 2024, CRS 4292. Any questions regarding the resolution? Any reason to withhold it from consent? Resolution 800 is a payment authorization for a new enterprise Stone and Lime. Any questions regarding the resolution? Any reason to withhold it from consent? Communication 111 is a notice of claim for Marcus Elliott Sr. as parent and natural guardian of Marcus Elliott Jr. versus Town of Amherst. Recommend we receive this, refer it to the town attorney. Any reason not to do that via consent? Communication 112 is a notice of claim for Peter C. Bosney and Jan E. Hamilton versus the Town of Amherst. I recommend we receive this, refer it to the town attorney as well. Communication 113 is a notice of claim for Matthew C. Pretorius versus Town of Amherst. I recommend we receive this, refer it to the town attorney. Any reason not to do that via consent? Communication 114 is the third notice of claim of Lee Fang versus the Town of Amherst. I will recommend we receive this and refer it to the town attorney. Any reason not to do that via consent? Communication 115 is a summons and complaint for U.S. Bank Trust National Association versus the Town of Amherst et al. Recommend we receive this and refer to the town attorney as well. Any reason not to do that via consent? We have 3 litigation matters to discuss in executive session, and I will motion to adjourn to executive session at this time.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Thanks, everybody.